Star Wars does connect to it, doesn't it? Did you start it just saying?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What's going on, guys? It's GIMP Podcast.
Nice.
Welcome to episode 2. This week we have a very special guest, Brandon Anderson, with us. Also have your host, Christian. His dog's still in the room again, and myself, Lee. So, yeah, it's got a few topics, I believe, that we're going to be talking about with Brandon today.
Ask him what he's been up to in the past. Like,
Yeah,
people like, our viewers like Wendy
yeah.
and Siegs won't know what he's been up to since high school.
Oh, fair call, fair call.
Explain it, Ando.
Went to high school with these lads.
When did you leave?
I left halfway through year 12 because a thought fucking launched a nuclear holocaust in my friendship group and was failing. So dropped out, finished my year 12 class at Box Hill. Took like 2 years off, pretty much was a pretty messy boy. And then went on studying my bachelor now, film and television, almost finished. And yeah, been killing it since.
Sounds fun.
Okay. sounds fun.
I still remember when you gave me your locker. I think I asked for your locker. Because remember that? We were like next to each other up the top. And I asked you before you left, like, can I have your locker?
Yeah, I'm gonna whatever.
And I had 2 lockers that were so good up top.
Such a fucking...
Yeah, I can't even remember most of the shit from high school.
Yeah.
I cut that out of my memory deliberately.
Yeah, high school's it was okay, but
Nah, man, just never date your friends.
Yeah, Star Wars. So
Star Wars.
So are we happy with the? I know you're a big Star Wars fan. We all are. But are you happy with the new trilogy? Are you happy that the new trilogy exists? That's probably a good starting point.
I'm always grateful for more Star Wars, but fuck me, like, Force Awakens was probably the worst one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, I actually enjoyed, like, and Clone Wars is my most hated one. The Attack of the Clones is my most hated.
The movie.
Not the TV series is incredible.
TV show.
No, I love that shit. But no, the Attack of the Clones was probably my most hated. I know everyone else's is fucking Phantom Menace. I was talking about Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Phantom Menace. No, but I liked it. Pod racing, man. Darth Maul.
I like the
like, politics aside, yeah, it's actually a pretty decent movie, but yeah, obviously as a kid you like it because of Jar Jar and shit, but it's like so cringe when you're watching it now. But nah, man, Attack of the Clones was so bad.
Oh, we were praising the Attack of the Clones last week.
No. The only good part of that is Geonosis, and that's it.
Yeah.
Everything is just trash.
You could argue the same, like, well, people love Rogue One. Like,
yeah,
when that came out, people love that shit.
Yeah, and you were saying that you didn't like it, but I don't know. So I've enjoyed that so far. Yeah. If they're gonna make that the same sort of thing as 8, it's gonna be so much better than 7.
But you could argue like Rogue One was similar to Attack of the Clones because like the first hour it was boring as hell, in my opinion.
I guess, but there's...
And then the last 30 minutes was epic as hell.
The difference
which kind of made up for it.
Rogue One and Attack of the Clones is Rogue One, you have these new characters that have no established past with the viewer, whereas Attack of the Clones, you have already seen Anakin grow up. So the first hour is going to be inevitably boring, introducing the character and setting up their past or whatever else.
Have to be inevitably boring.
Yeah. They could have done it a better way, but it wasn't, I don't know, I didn't think it was as bad as The Force Awakens. I came out of that movie and I was just so cut. I was like, if this is what's going to be for the next fucking 5 or 6 years, no. Disney, fuck you.
Well, I don't know, like, I don't know, some movies like Age of Ultron, for example, like Avengers, like I came out of the movies and I was like, it was okay. But like every time I've watched that since, like, it's gotten better for me. Like, and like the last time I watched it, like, this is such a good movie. But the same hasn't really happened for like Force Awakens. I
don't know. I think, like, without sounding too hipster, it's like with every it even goes with gaming, especially now, is with everything as it grows from pop culture to mass. Like shows like fucking Big Bang Theory have just ruined pop culture. And like, I don't know, massive Marvel fan, but I honestly fucking not that big of a fan of the latest shit. It's so oversaturated. I'm so fucking over it. Honestly, the comics were that much better. And it's just like, it feels like they're going so far off track with so much shit, and they're trying to force so many different things. Ugh.
Did you like
That's the thing I've really fucking hated with Force Awakens, and like it's really a recurring thing now. There's strong female leads in everything.
Yeah, great.
Force Awakens, Rogue One, and now with the new fucking Battlefront 2 campaign. Like we get it, girls are tough too, but fucking hell, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Captain Phasma.
Yeah, what the fuck? Literally made just to be a toy. Like no purpose whatsoever.
Worst. Probably worse than Boba Fett.
Worse than Boba Fett.
I don't know if that was possible, to be honest. It was like
at least he was actually menacing.
I mean, Boba Fett got killed by a blind guy who hit him in the back.
And eaten by a fucking sand vagina.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
No, he got, she worse treatment than Boba.
I kind of like Rey.
I don't mind Rey. I know, I sort of like...
She may grow on me, but I'm not so far. Like,
and like Kylo Ren.
Oh, God.
Kylo, so disappointing.
Yeah, he was... When he had the mask on, he was...
I liked him with the mask, but as soon as that came off, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? Like...
They should never have done that.
No,
And then Finn was pretty
yeah,
like,
just
like their relationship was weird. Like you watch like Force Awakens, like I watched the other day on TV.
On 7?
Yeah. It's just like they're only in universe. They're like only together for like something like I don't know, like a day or something like that. And then when like Finn supposedly like dies, or it looks like he's dead, like Finn's like Rey's like devastated. I'm like, dude, you've met him for like a day. Like how could you get attached to someone so quickly?
That's the thing with all the political correctness and shit in gaming and Star Wars is like Force Awakens is the prime example of that. I think they could have had so much better actors play these roles, but they're like, no, we've got to fill these racial and gender quotas.
Yeah.
It's like, Rey's got to be a female. Well, she's white, so I guess that's one thing. And then you got fucking, Finn as like the next leading role, black guy, like the first time ever really of an actual leading role in Star Wars. I mean, it wouldn't even call Lando a leading role. He was a support character. Same with Mace. But nah, it's same with Poe.
Yeah.
Who's fucking Mexican or whatever.
Yeah, like
and now the new one is like in the new one is to replace Poe as like some new Asian girl.
Yeah, I was about to
say.
So
I mean, it's just they're really pushing these fucking gender and racial quotas, and they could have been done so many better actors.
It's like everything, though.
I just can't take Ray seriously.
Yeah.
I can't. The actor is so bad.
Well, we were talking about that in like reality shows the other week.
Yeah.
It's easy, like it's happened in that as well. Like everything's just like you gotta have like one Asian.
Yeah, the one gay couple.
Yeah.
And all that, like,
And that's what I did because I did a presentation for 15 minutes for uni on the degradation of pop culture and gaming, especially gaming. It's like you have these new characters and their only quirk, like character description is I'm gay. That's okay. That's it.
They push it pretty fucking, especially these days.
I'm just trying to think if there was a Star Wars character that's apparently like it might have been. It's either Star Wars. It's like a franchise. It's either Star Wars or Marvel, where the character, like one of the characters, is like, I think it's Star Wars. One of the characters is like bi. I can't remember exactly which one, but like it was just like Star Wars, kind of like it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Like their orientation, but they just like StarWars.com just said
they just say it for the sake of it, and they're like
this
just
guy is bi or something like
virtue
that.
signaling.
Yeah.
They're just like, this will get us more fans.
Yeah, it was just like I don't know. What do you reckon will happen with Finn and Poe? Do you reckon they would dare go down that route of a homosexual couple?
Jesus.
Oh my god.
It could take a turn. Who knows?
That's one of the theories.
Really?
Better not.
Yeah. That would be very controversial. Well, did you ever watch Legend of Korra?
Yeah,
I watched the last episode.
I didn't watch. I only watched like the first book or whatever you call it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The series.
Because the original Avatar was by books.
Yeah.
But this one, I don't know. I watched like the first part and then that was cool, but I didn't really watch it from there on. My girlfriend wasn't a fan of the new. Like she wasn't a fan of Korra, so I never really continued watching it.
Oh yeah, Ben Tong know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know that she came out as bi or whatever though. Because she had a thing for the dude and then ends up getting with a chick or something.
Spoilers, but like at the end, like they end up like her and the like sidekick who's a girl, like they end up going to this portal, looking in each other's eyes, and it looks like they're about to kiss. So it's just like, nice.
Yeah, bloody hell, just thrown in everything.
Yeah, I think the Last Jedi looks pretty good though.
The Last Jedi, I'm still so salty that like when I went to go see Thor, that like the preview was there. Like I was expecting it to, but like I just wanted to go into the movie like not really like seeing anything, I guess. So just go in there with like everyone else, because like I want to be not screening for it. I wanted to go in there with like everyone else, like so like when something kickstarting happened or whatever, like it's like all that. And so like people are gonna be like, oh, so I already saw this in the trailer, like sort of thing. And I was like, fuck, like really?
I just hope like something bad happens.
Something
so kind of like
bad.
In like obviously Empire Strikes Back.
Well, Leia's gonna die.
Yeah, well, Leia's gonna die.
It's like it's pretty established, or even in the trailer, it's like making it blatantly obvious.
That could just
it's
be
the only thing they can do.
That could just be scumbag.
Yeah,
cutting.
I guess.
Well, apparently, like
Well, how else are they gonna kill her off?
Yeah, exactly. I know she needs to like be taken out some way, but like apparently I think the director said that like they might, just because she's like dead in real life doesn't mean like they're necessarily gonna kill her off like straight like that. But they'll figure out a way to do it, something like that.
Well, they were when she died, they were like, oh, fuck, because apparently 9 was meant to be a large, Leia was meant to be a large part of the story, which is what I was hyped for, is like, especially because I read a lot of the books growing up as a kid. I remember I was showing you, Christian, ages ago, and yeah, Leia ends up wielding the Force. Luke goes to the dark side, and then she cuts off his other arm to bring him back or whatever, and it was really cool.
Yeah, they need to go dark.
It seems like they are taking bits and pieces, which is what was making me think like, maybe they actually are doing it, but loosely, because Ben is Kylo's name, and that was what he was in the actual canon.
They need to those two, like the Solo twins.
Yeah.
If they went down that route, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So that's what I hope. Like just trying to think of what movies really like dark, like the Harry Potter, like the later Harry Potters. Like, did you ever watch those?
Yeah, I think I finished it, but I can't.
Yeah, I've seen
I barely remember it now. It's been so long.
Just so much depressing stuff happens.
Yeah.
Which kind of like,
like
at the end of the
dying.
movie, like people die, and like at the end of the movie, like this series, people like finally, like there's some kind of triumphant thing happens. It's like, oh, thank God that happened. I hope that happens. Like Rey, like we were saying it before you came, Lee. Like hopefully Rey turns to the dark side. That'd be sick.
That'd be a cool turn. Like,
maybe like a trade.
Just from like the usual like good bad, like the quote unquote good person.
Yeah. I
suppose turns heel. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Well, apparently there's a scene where like there's like Kylo Ren, Rey, Luke Skywalker, and then who's the dude? Snoke. They're all together,
cool.
like on screen at some point. So hopefully something happens there. But Snoke, jeez, bloody worst character.
And of all the things they could have done,
they made him some like skinny.
I actually would have preferred Sith Jar Jar.
Yeah, same.
That theory was so good, and it's it's actually convinced me that was his original plan.
I watched, when Phantom Menace was on the other day.
You really read into that theory, and you're like, holy shit.
It was going to happen.
It's so obvious. But why didn't we see that? How long ago?
I can't believe that guy found that. Like, it's all
he's
there.
He's whispering what characters are saying. He's like making them say stuff.
And Jar Jar's the key. George Lucas.
Crazy.
Have you seen that video?
Yeah.
I remember coming across it. I don't know if I watched like all of it though, but I definitely do remember like stumbling across it.
Yeah.
But then I was sort of at the same time, I was like, I fucking hate Jar Jar Binks. Like I don't really know if I can be bothered watching anything related.
But it makes when you watch the video and then watch Phantom Menace after, it's just like,
you see it in a whole new light. Yeah, it's so blatantly obvious, like right in front of us. But nah,
because he's the one who gives the powers to the Chancellor as well.
I think so.
In Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
So
yeah. He's the deciding one. Yeah, he's the one that gets him into power.
And like he's the one who whispers behind.
And there was a deleted scene. Yeah. Like they were walking in the corridor or something. Yeah. Oh man, there was so many things. It would have been so much better, and it would have been like the biggest plot twist in history, bigger than like Darth Vader being Luke's father.
Well, did you?
The most hated character in the history of Star Wars turning out to be the mastermind.
Yeah. Well, did you listen to us last week? The podcast we did.
No.
Thanks for that.
I asked. I'm like, can you send me the link? We're still uploading it.
Oh, it was dude. In all seriousness, I've never had to have such a fuck around with like anything uploading to YouTube. Like, I tried to export it as an MP4 file, and then it was like, you need to make sure the file's compatible with YouTube, and it says like, these are the files compatible .mp4, and I was like, are you fucking serious? Export it as a MOV, and then it's like fucking like nearly a gig to upload. My fucking internet in like where we live is so dude, like a gig to upload was like taking me like 2.5 hours, and because my internet's already slow, like with uploading, my brother then's like, oh, look, the internet's slow, so then he turns off like the modem and the router, thinking that like to do that, like it's gonna like reset the internet and make it go quicker, which clearly cancels the fucking upload. It's just like, dude, like what are you doing?
Right, so we went slightly off topic there. But yeah, so we're talking about on the thing last week about like what Snoke potentially is, and like there's a video on YouTube where
there was so many theories like Mace Windu and all sorts of shit.
Like Snoke's like a character, like just a new character, but he's from the Old Republic, and he's been like he's been asleep for like thousands of years, and then apparently like the Jedi Purge or whatever it is, like that woke him up.
Huh.
And so when the Emperor died, like that's when he started to put things into motion.
Power,
and like apparently like he absorbs like the Force. That's what makes him strong. So apparently you might obviously absorb Luke, who's like one of the most powerful Jedi, and that will bring him back to full strength. So that would be pretty crazy. So kind of like Voldemort and Harry Potter, like going back to that again. Like he gets back to full strength and then tears shit up for the next 3 movies.
That was like definitely one of the most disappointing things about The Force Awakens was what Mark Hamill brought up, and when he said it as well, he was on stage I think, and he said it was the scene where the Skywalker lightsaber's in the snow and it's like wriggling, and you think that Rey's out for the count, and then she ends up fucking force gripping it, and it's her that's got the lightsaber. That is when Luke should have came in. Can you imagine how fucking hype that would have been? Everyone in the whole cinema, man, would have screamed like going off their head if that had been Luke's entrance point, like his OG lightsaber fucking yoink, and then just decimating Kylo. That would have been fucking sick, and that was so disappointing.
Rey was so OP,
so broken. Like how the fuck can she do all this shit with no training? Like fucking retarded. No one in the history of Star Wars has ever done that. Even Anakin needed training, and he was the fucking chosen one.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The mind trick as well. I was like, fuck, this is bullshit.
Oh yeah, the mind trick. Yeah, it's like what's the point of being taken as a kid as a Jedi? When you can learn it when you're like a 20-year-old. It's like, they really screwed. Like, I don't know. It's good that there's a new movie. Some of the new characters I actually like, but I wish they hadn't killed the Jedi off again.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the good things about the prequels. Like all the Jedi were around, and like at the Return of the Jedi, like one of the things you'd like really wished you'd want to see was like, you know, the new Jedi Order, like kicking ass with Luke Skywalker as and that's all like the Jedi Academy games are awesome. Yeah,
that's what they did in the original books. Luke actually did start a new academy, and in this, they didn't even give you a chance to see that before you already know, it's already been fucking destroyed.
The Jedi did again.
It's like, what the hell? Yeah. You didn't even get to see it. And it was actually so good in the books.
And then there's that scene in The Force Awakens where they talk about, like, Rey and Finn, like, when Han Solo talks about the Force and stuff and the Jedi being real, it's just like, dude, it's like 30 years. It would have been less years, actually, like 15 years since like the Jedi were around again, and like you would have known about Luke Skywalker. So it's just like, how is this? What's up with that? Don't know. There's a few plot points, but hopefully the Last Jedi is better. I'm optimistic.
They have to.
Optimistic.
People were so pissed off, especially with like it was the exact same as A New Hope. Everyone was so triggered about that.
That was one thing to
That's
say.
That's exactly what you said as soon as we came out of the movie.
Yeah.
Actually, like I just remember sitting in the car with you, Brad, and Siegs, and I was just talking about it, and you're like, well, I felt too much like A New Hope to me. And we were like, wait, what? And you're like, no, it just felt way too
Yeah.
I was pretty much fuck,
New
thinking
Hope
about it,
scene.
I was like, fuck, you're not fucking wrong.
Yeah. It was just 20 minutes, and so I reckon we're gonna hop with the next topic. We're very passionate about microtransactions. State of gaming.
No. No. Oh, dear God. Fuck. Microtransactions. Probably the worst thing.
You can thank mobile games.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that. I was thinking that this morning. Because there was a time where it was around 2008 and 2009, where there was apps, but you had to pay for them. They're 99 cents, and there was barely any in-app purchases.
Yeah.
And then they started to sneak in, and they was just
and they were like, it's free, but you have all these things, all these time walls. It's like Clash of Clans.
I was going to say Clash of Clans is
out.
The first one.
Yeah, that was pretty much the first one.
Worst type of game.
South Park did an episode on it. It was freemium isn't free, I think, and it was perfect. It was Canada amassing this massive app of Terrence and Phillip, and it was just fucking build this house, and then you wait 24 hours, or you can spend $5 and then it will be built instantly. It's fuck.
Yeah.
Premium isn't free. It's it's an unplayable game if you don't pay for it, because you have to wait a week for something so simple. And now, as a result of that, there's so much. It's a big cash cow. And now all the AAA developers are taking it on, and oh man, loot boxes are just cancer.
But what if I don't know?
They need to fuck off. They need to go away.
What would happen though if Call of Duty and Battlefield and stuff? Say they went free to play.
Well, they probably could at this point.
Would they still? Do you reckon they would still get away with getting their money back from the sales they would lose?
Probably. Well, I've been playing a bit of World War II lately. It's the first COD game I've played in the last 8 years. I think since Black Ops 1 or Modern Warfare 2 or whatever. But it's actually, I don't know. It's alright. The campaign's shit house as always, but I don't know. Multiplayer's actually okay, but yeah, the loot box is pretty broken. Except so far, it's not really. It's mostly cosmetic stuff. It's not game-breaking shit you get from it.
You
get XP boosts and that, but that's about it.
I play World War 2 quite a bit myself, but dude, how many fucking grips? Seriously.
I know, yeah.
I'm not
Every box,
just throw on a fucking,
you get 2 grips.
And it's legit for one pistol you can put grips on, and that's the last one. It's I don't care about my grip on. I don't inspect my fucking gun.
No.
I'm not running around
you can't even see the grip.
I got Statue of Liberty on my pistol. Do you want to check that out?
It's not even like Counter-Strike where you can at least view it.
Yeah,
you can't even inspect it in COD.
What the fuck's the point?
Counter-Strike does it well.
So Counter-Strike, I think, but I don't really fully understand the whole
There's so much hysteria behind it all.
I know that you get the boxes, but because I played a bit of CS:GO, when I started PC game or whatever, because saw a lot of people playing that, so I tried that out, and I got a crate, and I was like, oh fuck oath, and then next thing I know it's $2.60 for a key, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's like Rocket League though.
Yeah, Rocket League does it a lot now.
Me and Matt were playing the other day, and we unlocked crates. It's just we'll see what's in the crates. It's you need to pay money to unlock it. It's just why?
Yeah. Why?
That's stupid.
Yeah, just for a rocket trail.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's so bad though.
Maybe they will go. Well, EA, I think, is going with their sports games. I think they will. I think there's talk in the next few years. So rather than releasing a new FIFA every year, they release a FIFA in 2018, and then for the next 5 years or so, they just update it every year.
That'd be
for $20 or something like that. Which wouldn't be. That's probably a better way to do that.
Well, they still make more money out of the actual in-game purchases than what people pay for the game.
I saw that
considering most people pay rarely ever pay the full price anyway now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because everyone plays the Ultimate Team
or no man the actual game. So people. So if you're going out for so when you look for the latest COD, everyone just looks for the cheapest price.
Because
Not really
everyone's,
like the
everyone
base
goes
price.
Big W.
Yeah, exactly.
And Big W has Afterpay now, I think.
Yeah.
Everywhere's starting to introduce Afterpay.
Yeah,
and that's even
that.
cheaper for everyone.
And
But
there's
I don't
always
know,
the
I'm not a
Steam
fan of that
sales.
shit. If you can't afford something, don't fucking buy it.
Yeah, agree.
And then you just price match it anyway. It's like every
exactly.
Then
games,
over
yeah.
price again.
That's exactly right.
And then you're always like, it's always like, oh, can I just price check? And like, when would you like a price check? And
Yeah, they get so
don't be
triggered.
stingy cunts. Like,
Yeah.
don't fucking put a game
Don't give
up,
us the
like,
option.
Yeah, it's like, you let us have the option. Like, they're like, yes, we can. And you're like, yeah, fuck you.
It's alright with the latest South Park because of how shithouse Ubisoft is now. We were saying that with the other day when I shared the photo. It's like 2007 was when it started to go downhill for them. And it was it's the gender quota. It's them hiring females based on their gender rather than hiring people on their actual experience, their knowledge, and their passion for gaming. So it's any Ubisoft game now is just fucking cancer. I loved South Park. I always loved the show. But this game, you could tell everything in this DLC is just being cut content to redistribute through a $50 fucking season pass or whatever they sell it for now. Season passes are just fucking cancer.
I forgot all about them. Holy shit. They are,
So
pre-order to get the season pass for a free map that then will become free to the public in about 3 months time anyway.
But I finished the game 100%. Like got the full platinum trophy in like 13 hours or 17 hours or some shit. Like it's a less than 24-hour game because of all the cut content. And I just took it back.
You doing the side stuff and everything.
Yeah,
as well.
everything, 100% of it.
Like,
and then the same thing, like Stick of Truth. Went back and played that, and then same thing.
Yeah, well, I still remember making the argument like on.
But at least Obsidian games were fucking good.
Yeah, I still remember like making arguments with like Reddit and forums and stuff, saying like it's I don't know, it's really hypocritical of like some like gamers especially. Like they say, like they want Battlefront to do this and do that, but they still want like the freaking like amazing, incredible graphics. It's just like I don't think you can have
graphics.
both,
the graphics are fucking solid.
Yeah.
On the first and second Battlefront game.
Yeah, exactly. But
like,
like
everything else is
but
lacking.
then you see, I reckon if EA like
it's EA's fault, man.
say DICE though.
If you just left DICE to their own devices and gave them the same, like even better budget than what EA was providing, they could make it so much better.
Well, it's just like you look at like some games though, like just the general population, for example. Like if you brought out like a Call of Duty or a Battlefront that had like great gameplay and loads of content, but like had like 360 graphics to sacrifice for the better content, like people would go nuts in a bad way. And then you give them better graphics but slightly less content than the PS2 counterpart.
Yeah,
it's just like people still get mad. And like there's a lot of content in Battlefront too. It's just the way they've gone about giving it to people.
I don't think anyone would have cared as much if the progression system was normal.
Yeah.
You'd level up and unlock your shit, and the only microtransactions were cosmetic, which is where they seriously fucked up this time. Yeah. They should never have gone like it. Were they insane? It's like one of the biggest franchises they could ever have, and then they just like, oh yeah, we're gonna get away with this and make it pay to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. And now as a result of it, most downvoted comment in Reddit history. And they've completely removed them until they can reintroduce it at a later date. It's just a joke.
So it's literally been almost 8 years. Oh no, sorry, almost a decade.
Yeah.
Since there's been like a good Star Wars game in The Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
Like the last one that people actually like was good and put a good smile on my face for longer than.
Well, I was having this conversation with my girlfriend the other day about all the Star Wars games that were cancelled as a result of the Disney licensing. Oh man, so disappointing. 1313. Yeah, that was. It looked so good.
Cool. And
the Darth Maul standalone.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Crazy.
And there was like do you ever hear of First Assault?
I don't think so.
It was like this. There's gameplay of it, and the thing is a demo floating around the internet somewhere for like 360 dev consoles.
Oh yeah.
Where so it was kind of like, I'm trying to think of kind of reminded me like Call of Duty. So it's like a small area, but it was just stormtroopers versus rebels. It looked pretty sick. Like that was another game I think that got cancelled. And obviously Battlefront 3 could have been revived if not for Disney, like EA and Disney.
Yeah. I was a fan of Republic Commando growing up as well.
Yeah, that was
a good insight to what they could have done with the first person IP.
It's just like it'd be interesting to see where Star Wars was without, like games wise, without like Disney taking over like Lucasfilms and stuff like that. Like I just want to. It would be interesting to see what they would have done.
I don't know, man. LucasArts were a really good game studio. Like for their non-Star Wars stuff, it was really, really good games. Even especially the early stuff like Monkey Island.
Yeah, I've heard the early stuff was good.
Yeah, man. All the old adventure, like point-click puzzle games, all that shit, all of it was good. They only ever made quality. But yeah, just another studio that's succumbed to the dark side.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try and find it though. My mate sent me a thing the other day. It was like all the game companies, developers that EA's killed.
Yeah.
It was so depressing.
Well, it's just like that visceral. That looked. I don't know. I wasn't really that hyped for it because it was set in like the like in between episodes like 3 and 4, or maybe it was like 4 and 5. And that time period in general is just pretty boring.
Yeah.
In my opinion, anyway. Yeah, games like I reckon they'll probably get into that actually. Like people say, like you see a lot of comments saying, oh, this is free to play and stuff like, pay to win stuff for like Call of Duty and Battlefront. So I reckon they may just be like, you know what, we'll just make it like that, so we can justify having the microtransactions in it. I could totally see them doing that rather than putting, because that's the thing they haven't done. Like
they do it.
The prices haven't gone up for games.
Yeah.
So I think
we're well and truly overdue for another increase in price, but it's already becoming a bit of a joke. For you pay. Let's just say you don't price match. You pay $100 or $120 or whatever for a fucking steelbook for a game that you finish within 12 hours. And there's like no content outside of that to keep you going if it's a non-single player, non-multiplayer game. And even then it's like, doesn't take you long to finish that off.
But I reckon, like we were talking about like before, I showed him some of the Jurassic World evolution gameplay. So I reckon, there's some games to look forward to. But also, they just don't get infected. The microtransactions.
Yeah, EA, victims of EA. You got Origin, which they did like Wing Commander, Ultima, Wings of Glory, and now they're just used as a platform of their own Steam. Maxis, the ones that did all the Sims games, they were so good. Visceral Games, you know, Dead Space, Godfather, Lord of the Rings, Simpsons game, heaps of stuff, Dante's Inferno, Pandemic, Star Wars Battlefront, Mercenaries, Destroy All Humans, like all these games are fucking quality. Bullfrog, they were the ones that did like all the theme games, so I used to play like Theme Park, Theme Hospital as a kid. Dungeon Keeper was good too. Westwood, which is one of the most depressing ones for me. Westwood Studios are the guys that did all the Command and Conquers in June. They invented RTS, and now it's just been shilled out. Who knows even where that's going to go now. DICE, RIP. Well and truly.
Respawn was brought by them. They made Titanfall. Titanfall 2 is pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, that's the next company that's going to be going down because of EA. BioWare, obviously we all know about Nuts, the Republic, how good that game was.
That could just
the OG Mass Effects.
All those could just be a coincidence, though. Like, I know there's a lot there, but you could. That's just like
when they bought out, man. Everything went downhill. You like look at the dates, and it's just it's there. The evidence is there. Black Box, the guys that did Skate, like the Skate series. How good were they? And the Need for Speed games, the old school Need for Speed games. Criterion Games, Burnout series, and they developed the technology behind GTA 3's engine. Mythic Entertainment, Dark Age of Camelot, Warhammer Online, and the longest running of all time, Dragon's Gate. I don't know what the fucking mud is. Yeah, man, that's pretty big companies. Quite a lot of companies, and they were good games. Yeah, that'll be the next one. The guys will make Titanfall 2. You watch. They won't make shit now after that.
Because they're making a third-person Star Wars game.
Really?
Yeah. Because EA brought out like a video at E3 last year, I think it was, and the people at Respawn were doing some like, what's that thing where like animation tracking, so they wear the suits.
Motion capture.
Yeah, motion capture. And they had lightsabers and stuff like that. And they're doing some Jedi stuff, so that should be good. And Respawn's like, it's all the Activision.
Like the X, from Modern Warfare 2, like Infinity Ward or whatever it was.
Yeah, exactly, Infinity Ward.
Yeah, because they were like the left.
So that should be good. But I was going to say, like, the PC game's probably the way to go right now, honestly.
Yeah.
So many old games you can still buy.
Yeah, well, me and you have a collection of old PS2 games, so I can always go back and play those.
You can emulate most of those.
It's better just to emulate them these days.
Yeah, exactly.
They take up so much room.
Oh, yeah,
it's good to have physical copies.
But yeah, exactly. Like, there's friggin' 3 shelves gone.
Well, there's not many games anymore that are exclusive to consoles that I really have me like. I'm always going to be buying PlayStation because it's what I've always done, but it's not really many exclusives anymore that make me want to buy a new console.
Exactly.
I mean, I've played a lot of the exclusives of PlayStation, and it's like, yeah, I mean, they're okay. Like, The Last of Us, people overhype. Like, it's a good game, but...
to ask you about The Last of Us, actually.
Yeah, it's a good game, but it's way overhyped. I think it's,
Did you enjoy,
It got good towards the end. The start of it was pretty hard to get through.
Crap, I can't even think of the game now. Horizon Zero Dawn. Did you enjoy that? Like, did you?
Yeah, I didn't finish it. It was just another, like, the point that game came out, like, I was really hyped for it when it was coming out, and then by the time it dropped, at the point I'd already been playing, I don't know how many different open world games, and I'm like, oh, it's just another fucking open world game. I was so sick of that format.
This year, didn't it?
Everyone loves open world, but the market was way oversaturated. It's a game I want to go back and finish, but
yeah, I've got it.
That's what it did. It was nothing to do with the game.
Because I got it because I ended up buying PS4. I got it and played it like a lot, like the whole first week. Like, I played that game so much, and then like just put it on hold to play, like, I think Uncharted, because obviously, like, not having a PS3, so I bought like the Drake like Legacy or whatever, because I was like, I've always heard Uncharted's been awesome, so I was like, I'll try out like Uncharted, just mix it up a bit, and then I was just like, fuck, I find it so hard to go back to Horizon now.
Yeah.
Like, I just get on, I'm like, no.
I don't know, yeah.
Like,
I've booted it up a few times, and I'm like, fuck this, I've got other shit to play.
But even the first Drake, like me, Drake Uncharted, I was like, fuck, this is just like kill enemies.
Yeah.
Respawn, kill enemies, respawn. I'm like, where the fuck do you guys come from?
Yeah.
But no, like, I really want to still finish that because I know 4's like really good. Well, like, I'm being told.
Yeah, two was my favourite. I haven't finished 4 yet either. That was another game that I was like, I've got other stuff to do. This is what happens when you go to uni though, man. You lose all this time in your life. There's not a lot. Yeah, I quit WoW again a few weeks ago, a few months ago now. But nah, that's the same thing with WoW. There was nothing wrong with it. It's just time, man.
Is WoW still like good? Like, because like I haven't really touched World of Warcraft for like ages, but like, have they? Is it still just basically like login and stuff, or like is there now? Obviously, because like we're coming into like microtransactions with like a lot of games and stuff now. Like, is there now things that like you can pay to? Like, yeah, as well. Fuck.
They brought them in. They're just cosmetic though. They brought them in a few years ago now, and they've been slowly adding more. It's just like mounts, pets. I think at one point they did like cosmetic helmets, and that's when people were like, "What the fuck are you doing, Blizzard?" And they've never done it again since. I don't think. Because that was just like a bit far. Yeah. Like making like a $15 helmet or something it was. It's just a joke. But nah. I don't know. There's nothing really wrong with WoW. I'd say this is the best expansion since Wrath, honestly. But I just run out of time for this shit. It's a lot of time to go into WoW if you want to do it and actually play the end game content. Yeah. To keep up with everyone's gear and whatever else. But nah. I don't know. Like all I've really been playing lately is just COD. And occasionally Crash Bandicoot or something.
I really get that.
It's pretty good. They've done it justice with the Insane trilogy.
I wish they would do that with freaking the Jak and Daxters and Ratchet and Clanks.
Yeah, I'd love to see
Flies.
Jak. I'd love to see Jak redone for a modern
All
touch.
those types of games.
Jak 3 was really good. I'd love to see that in like a modern age.
I always want to see Ratchet Gladiator or Deadlocked.
Yeah.
Again.
That
I
was
love
solid.
that fucking game. And Twin Sanity for Crash. They're like one of my favourite, like on the PS2. Fuck, that's such a good game.
There needs to be more of those types of games. I think that's just like a...
Yeah, it's crazy as well. Like when I'm not sure as well, but like you see like yourself, like what you're saying as well. You know, like already just like looking here, like you see like all the PS2 games and stuff, and like even like my PS2 collection compared to like my like 360 and Xbox like One PS4 collection is like minuscule.
Yeah.
Like I have so many more games for the PS2 than like anything else.
Yeah, and it's almost been about the same time cycle, really. Like, when did the PS4 come out? It was like 2012 or 13?
2013,
I think, yeah, we were still in high school. VCE, I know that much. But it was, yeah, even my PS3 collection was a bit bigger. But it's been around about the same amount of time frame. Because we played the PS2 for what, like 7 years or so. So it's coming up to that. And I've got like probably a quarter of the amount of games for my PS4 than I have my PS2. There's just nowhere near as many quality games now.
I guess you could argue like most of the like PS2 games are like single player things, whereas
it's
like
a
lot
dying
of the,
breed now.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas like most of the like Xbox 360 games, multiplayer, a bit of both, and then obviously PS3 or PS4, Xbox One, pretty much all multiplayer.
Yeah.
So you don't really need, like, sadly, you don't really need, because you invest like, you pump like freaking hundreds of hours into a Call of Duty every year. Do you really need to find another freaking 4 games to play?
Yeah, then there's the people who always complain if the campaign shit for a COD, which still fucking shocks me.
Yeah, yeah. That's why. Yeah, it was like when I've touched on it. I haven't finished the campaign, but I think I'm like 9 out of the 11 missions it has. But it's really like, why the fuck are they still adding these? Like, why do they even bother adding single player to COD anymore? I don't. Like,
yeah, exactly. Because you know that your whole market's for online. Like, you're not like.
Battlefield's always done single player better. Like, Bad Company 2, man, was one of the best single player FPS games I've ever played. That was so much fun. That's how you do a single player on an FPS game well. But they haven't done shit like that since.
Yeah.
Thank you, EA.
Oh, fuck, so true.
Good old Battlefield. That's one of the the campaigns of Battlefield though, in my opinion. I haven't played Battlefield like Bad Company 2. But Battlefield 3 and 4 are pretty average.
No, that's when it started to go downhill anyway. But man, fuck, Bad Company 2 was so good, even for the online. Like, I remember sniping in that was just insane. You had so much open terrain. I remember there was like a shipwreck or something. You go and be a sniper and just get up in there and no cunt could kill you. But you'd have to like equate all the bullet drop and everything. There was so much more in that. Mostly these days it's just like point and shoot and you kill them. But yeah, there was like full bullet drop and everything back then.
So I love watching like the Battlefield 3 and like 4 videos that you see online for people like
jumping out of a jet.
It's like kill like the person and then jump into like their jet or something like that. It's like that's fucked up. But like one like you attempted that, but then like the actual payoff and then like it happening, it's like that's just fucked.
I was about to say, have you been paying attention to the Hollywoods thing? Or the not necessarily like on top of gaming, but just like the Harvey Weinstein stuff.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be paying attention to that. No, like
yeah.
Dude, you know about like Pizzagate, don't you?
Yeah.
Pizzagate?
Yeah. Have you heard of that?
No, not really, man.
No, this is
I find it strange.
This is all like, stuff you need to save for when you get Ben Tom on, because this is like out of everyone I know, he's the only person I can talk to about it and not sound like a fucking insane person.
Well, like it's ever since you shared that video, like I find it weird that people and especially like politicians, like they're so quick to shut that down.
Oh yeah.
Like the Pizzagate, like just give it like an overview.
It got completely derailed by so much false information because of how damning the real information was.
Yeah.
Like any of the actual credible evidence, if you go back and look at the old Pizzagate videos, ones that aren't, just fuck. There's obviously guides out there as to what's real and what wasn't, because there was like, it got so much traction and there was so much stuff coming out of it. It was like the Clinton Foundation, you know, helping in quotation marks the people in Haiti with their disaster relief, and then right across the road from Comet Pizza, which was where the pizza place was a Clinton Foundation Haitian like refugee orphan relief place or whatever, and then they were connecting the dots, and it's really hard to explain it just off the top of my head because it's over a year now. It's been a year since Pizzagate, and that it was like, shut down. Like if you go and look up Pizzagate now, probably the only things that will come up on Google will be all just the shilled out false information. Like the first thing you'll see will probably be Snopes saying it's false because the only information they look at is the false stuff. They don't actually look at the real evidence behind any of it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just like it's like an elite for like the elite.
Yeah, it's basically what it all came down was a child sex trafficking ring.
Jeez, we're getting deep.
not running entirely through a pizza place, but the pizza place had ties to it. It was where they'd have like late night, like, you know, midnight to 3 a.m. Shows with a band or whatever, and it's like all ages welcome. It's like, why would you take your kid out that late for starters? And then there was like weird artwork and stuff in there that was all like, you know, a child in a corner with being like lashed or something. It's just shit you just would not hang up anywhere. Who the fuck would you even own that in their right mind anyway? But the people, like, a lot of it came out as a result of the WikiLeaks emails from John's Podesta's emails leaked because, and then they were like, oh, Russian ties. It was the Russians that did it, when the person that got John Podesta's emails, his password was literally password. Like, they sent him a link saying, you've got to restart your password, send us your previous one or whatever. And then he's like, is this okay? And then he sent that to his guy that was the head of his tech or whatever, and the guy sent back, yeah, that's fine, except it wasn't meant, it was meant to, like, he got auto-corrected and fucked up, and yeah, so he ended up sending off his fucking password, and it turned out just to be literally password as a password. And then they leaked all of his emails, and there was some really fucking weird shit in there, which is where the whole Pizzagate thing started. Like, he had
the hot dogs.
Hot dogs, yeah. So he had like emails talking about how Obama was shipping in like over 8,000 hot dogs, like fresh hot dogs, to the White House, or some weird shit. Like, and it's like, how would I go playing dominoes on cheese rather than dog or something? Like, complete code word. And then people obviously, you know, digging into all the different information that was released through the emails, they're like, what's this? And then with the official FBI pedophilia code was released as well, like unclassified, showing people how you can spot if a pedophile was talking online in code. And a lot of it was there, like dominoes, you know, dominating, fucking hot dogs was like little boys.
It's weird.
Cheese, it was like cheese pizza, it was child porn. It's just a huge amount of shit, and the whole thing was that it was running through this one pizza place, and then it got completely derailed.
But like, talking about like, so let's just say we'll just go off the topic of that.
Yeah,
it's really dark.
It's so much shit. Yeah, you're gonna really got to revisit that with Ben Tom here, and with like all the research in front of me, because it's so hard to say off the top of my head. But
it's just like, so say we don't know if that's real or not, but it's weird that people are so quickly to like shoot that down in flames when you, and then like that whole like Harvey Weinstein thing starts, and then the Kevin Spacey thing.
And now they're like, okay,
it's like every day something, like someone in Hollywood gets pinged for sexual harassment. It's just like, why? It's clearly like happening.
Yeah, it's just all there. Stuff. No,
it's why is that so?
It's all stuff I've known since I was a fucking kid, man. Like, I was right into conspiracy theories right from 9/11. Like,
I can imagine.
Right from 9/11. as soon as that shit went down, my dad started bringing home DVDs from work because he worked at Cadbury's, and all of them were talking about it there because he actually had to come home the day of 9/11. Like the whole of Australia shut down or something, but it was like heaps of people had to got sent home and shit, like national security problems. But he started bringing home all the DVDs, and it was like all these, you know, all these official documents and shit that was released, and like none of it lines up. Like the Twin Towers is so fucking arguable. You could argue for weeks upon weeks about whether or not that was an inside job. But
I think we've got time for that.
Twin Towers is not even what you want to be looking at with 9/11. What you want to look at is the Pentagon.
Yeah, the Pentagon.
The Pentagon saying it was being hit by a jet, which is the biggest load of shit.
There was no camera footage.
No camera footage across the most security tight place on the fucking planet. And then not just the Pentagon, but the one where the plane crashed in the open field, where it was like they pulled up the debris, and it was like 3 different engines from different planes. Same with the Pentagon, and then the World Trade Center 7, nothing hit it, and it just collapsed. No one even talks about World Trade Center 7. But that was like, as a result of that, I started questioning everything. Like you should never take anything as truth at any moment in your life, really. Like even in philosophy, we were taught like just because we see it doesn't mean it's there. But you should be always questioning things, and that's what got me onto it. Like I've known for a long time that Hollywood's filled with these people. Yeah. Anyone that speaks out about it either stops getting movie roles or gets arrested on some bullshit charge or gets swept under the rug. Like Elijah Wood's spoken out about it before. He said it's like, it's run by Hollywood's run by a whole bunch of pedophiles and sex freaks, but he's just lucky that his family didn't allow him to be around that.
Like, yeah, that's lucky.
There's a lot of people, man. A lot of people know about it and they don't talk about it until they get publicly exposed. Harvey Weinstein, in my opinion, and same with Kevin Spacey, not so much because he came as a result after it. But I'd say Harvey Weinstein was just a fall guy. Like obviously definitely. All these people are fucked in the head, and he's fucked up and pissed someone off that's in a high point of power, and they're like, all right, we're gonna make an example of you. Don't disobey us.
Pretty much. Well, I was about to say, you brought up the topic of just then, like, don't believe everything you see.
Yeah.
It's just like, especially on like social media, like Reddit, Twitter, and stuff like that. You always see stuff that's like, it should be balanced. But it's like for both like, say for example, like election wise, that was a good time to look at it. Like Trump versus Hillary, like pro-Trump versus pro-Hillary. Like it was so unbalanced,
so negative,
and it's
so negative
like
toward
now,
Trump, and it's even still now. It's so bad.
Unbalanced.
And people go on about fake news being fucking InfoWars and shit when all they do is literally they fucking report the shit that's right there for you to see. You can watch the videos yourself and see it, and they're like, it's fake news. Fake news, write it off because everyone in the mainstream media tells them that. And yet, when you go to the mainstream media, you watch the videos. Like the perfect one of this Trump bias is the koi fish. When he went, it was in Japan. I'm pretty sure he went and visited Japan. And he's feeding the koi fish.
Yes.
Yeah, he's feeding the koi fish, and then he pours the whole box of the food in. But they cropped it to make it seem like he was the only one that did that. Like he's there visiting the country, and the one that he's standing next to, he's doing the same thing, and then he throws his whole box of food in first, and then Trump's like, well, I'm the visitor, so I'm just going to do the same thing. And then they left, and public appearance was done. So, but they only made it out like Trump did that, and he's like, oh, he's overfeeding the koi, and oh fuck me, man. They deliberately crop this shit, and if he says something, he'll have like a 1 to 2 hour speech about whatever, and then they'll crop like fucking 30 seconds of that, and they'll cut it as well, really fucking well, to make it sound like he said something he didn't. Yeah. Like completely off topic. They're like, oh, he said that he hates all Mexicans or something, when he's talking about like over 85% of the illegal Mexicans are known sex offenders in their home country. There's like all these statistical facts, and he's like talking about rapist Mexicans. He says all these things, and that's where people's like, oh, he's playing 4D chess. He's playing 4D chess because he says these controversial things, and then people are like, what the fuck is he on about? And then they'll actually start reading into it, and they're like, red-pilled. They realise like, oh, holy shit. He said it in a fucking weird way, but he's telling the truth.
Yeah, it's really, that's a lot of it's taken out of context.
Oh man, I love the fact that he retweeted these like all the Muslims fucking shit up, and if you look at the way that the media's reported it, they're like Muslims allegedly throwing a gay boy off the top of a building, and it's like allegedly. Cunt, have you seen the fucking video? Are you fucking joking? There's no doubt about it. Like what?
Language warning in this podcast.
Sure. Oh, it's bound to come out.
Man, 54 minutes in.
Talking Trump and Islam, I'm gonna be fucking.
In the same podcast.
Yeah, you're gonna
as
be
well as Hollywood.
Pretty heated. Yeah. No, just wait till you get Ben Tom on, man. That's. Oh.
We'll get you back when Ben comes on.
Me and Ben just bounce off each other. You guys are just sitting there and being the spectators.
Pretty much.
I still want to get another episode where we're just talking conspiracy theories, man. And also, as soon as Stacey was like, hey,
mark it, and get like 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like you'd want to set aside a long time.
Because I used to love that in high school, man. Like me and you just chatting about like 9/11 Bermuda Triangle, like just like that Area 51 with like Paul Taylor, like way back. It's like. But like, I love talking about that shit, man.
That was a plan. Like, if Ben Tom was coming today,
that's what it would have been.
Yeah, we're gonna split into like we're obviously gonna record for like freaking 4 hours, and we're just gonna split into 2 parts.
Yeah.
But obviously we'll do that for next time. But yeah, that's that really annoys me. The media, I hate the unbalanced on it, especially Facebook and Twitter. That's the reason I had to get rid of Twitter. I just couldn't handle just the bias.
It's so bad, and they only same with YouTube. They only show trending videos that they want to be in the trending section. It's not actually by how many things are getting more views.
Yeah, exactly.
At all, like it's really bad.
And then if you know someone inside of YouTube as well, you can they'll be like, "Oh, we'll put your video on trending for you."
Yeah.
Stuff. Like it's so broken now.
It's just like a lot of the media, just like in general though, like the one thing I just can't stand is just fakeness on it.
Oh yeah.
Like we were talking about like before Lee came about like how like just some podcasts and stuff like that, just like shows in general, like they want you to like think that it's natural and real, but it's just like
it's so scripted.
Yeah.
And forced.
Yeah, like the Block is the best example of all time.
I hate the Block. Oh god.
Like they make it seem like
it's so over dramatized.
Yeah, like these contestants are like everyday lads and ladettes. They're normal people. They do this. Like
they're normal people.
They're weird in real life.
I haven't actually watched TV. Like I've seen bits and pieces here and there when I can't help it, but I haven't actually watched TV in like over 12 years. I think.
Only for them.
12 years.
That's
10 to 12 years easily. Like probably the last time I would have been watching TV would have been like the first season of MasterChef.
Fuck, dude, that's
a long time. That's who was it? The Asian and some fat bitch.
Oh,
I can't even remember.
But
the Asian, I think it was like the Asian won, and then they fucked up. They went to an ad break, came back, and the Asian lost, and the fat bitch won. But somehow the Asian's got a better career out of it. She's like on SBS or ABC now or something. Yeah. But that's like the last time I think I remember watching TV. Like I'd see occasionally because my parents still watch TV, but no, I moved out of home last year at Christmas. No, not necessarily moved out. It was a more forcible eviction, but it needed to happen.
Because you used to live with B-Mace, didn't you?
Yeah, I had B-Mace living with me for 2 years, and now he's just had a kid.
Yeah, I know.
For those who don't know, it's fucking whack. It's so weird, man. Like, so fucking weird.
Jeez. He would be a good dad, though.
Yeah, I already told that to him. He'll be a solid dad.
Wish he was my daddy.
He's good with kids. But no, for anyone that's actually still listening, look into Project Veritas. VERITAS.
What's the topic on?
Some subliminal messaging.
Media.
Oh, media.
Because you were talking about media, and you want to know about like who the fake news is in the mainstream media and shit. So Project Veritas, it's headed by Andrew O'Keefe. I think that's his fucking name. Or James O'Keefe.
Is it Australian?
Nah, American. Project Veritas, but so far they've exposed like Huffington Post, Washington Post, like New York Times, all these big publications, And it's if you're still skeptical about the Russia ties with Trump, just watch their videos and you'll see there's nothing there. Yeah. There is no evidence whatsoever against Trump with Russia. It's so they say it explicitly in the video, like these like directors of the places, huge fucking roles in the companies, and they're like, yeah, no, it's just bullshit. There's nothing in Russia.
Sucks, like. Especially for like
even Putin comes out about it too.
It's gonna suck for Trump though, yeah. And like he's like people who are on his staff and they want him to be like get a better image.
Yeah,
like you see people like retweet some stupid shit on Twitter, for example, about like Trump said Russia is a great place to be, or something like that. Something pro Russia.
Yeah,
and like they will manipulate it so it's just like.
He's working alongside them.
He's working alongside them or something, and then someone will some average Joe will see that, and then they'll just be like, they won't forget that.
No,
they'll just ignore all the other information that's come out. So you see that every time.
Yeah.
Like you go to Trump's page, especially go to his Twitter page, and all the comments are just anti-Trump.
Yeah,
saying like the ties with Russia and stuff. And
same goes for a lot of the other ones though. Like if you go to someone like Joe Biden, the ex-vice president under Obama. He is one fucked up motherfucker. That's something for people to look into. He's got ties with Pizzagate shit too, but he's got a history of touching little kiddies, and you can see it on video. It's crazy. It's fucking insane.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about.
He's literally on video groping little kids and forcing kisses and shit, and everyone looks at him like, oh, it was like a buddy cop fucking relationship with him and Obama.
Yeah.
But no, you go on his Twitter feed and it's the same thing. People calling him out for being a freak.
Well, it's been created by the
mainstream media.
Mainstream media, exactly.
Making you think it's like a buddy cop relationship.
It's kind of bad how influential that is.
Oh yeah.
Which is good why Trump's in. He doesn't there's some shit he's done.
I thought
it seems questionable.
Yeah, some of the shit.
It doesn't seem.
I'm not.
Smart move.
I'm not 100% pro Trump in any way sense, but
I'm more anti mainstream media.
Yeah.
If anything.
I'm also anti-establishment in general. I think I'm more for small government. I fucking hate the idea of such massive government, but I don't. Yeah, he was definitely the better choice over Hillary. Like, if we had had Hillary, it would be at war right now, guaranteed. Like, everyone keeps going on, like, oh, we're going to be at war with North Korea. Like, I'd rather be at war with some shit-kicker fucking nobody country than one of the greatest superpowers in the fucking world, because she would have instantly gone for Russia. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Well, we were talking about, last week, about, what would happen if, America went to war with, North Korea.
We'd flatten them.
Yeah, that's what I said. We said
there'd be nothing to it.
It wouldn't be anything to it would be bad that it's happening, but it wouldn't be I reckon it'd be Armageddon, Judgment Day.
No,
I reckon it'll just be
they don't have the technology.
Well, we compared it to all the wars going on in freaking Syria and shit like that. It would happen, or maybe because we said that, maybe because it's the US, we would actually the media here would care.
Yeah.
But
that's one of your first one of the most everyone's biggest mistakes is that's how I became so fucking red pilled is by stop watching TV, stop listening to the fucking radio, and stop reading the newspaper, because especially if these publications have a fucking agenda, and they do.
Hey, they do.
I never thought growing up through high school, especially that the SBS and ABC were that biased, and now it's man, I saw it for myself. I went on ABC's website and typed in Turnbull, just Turnbull, because of his fucking Prime Minister of Australia. You'd expect a lot of articles, and there was 1,700 articles about mentioning Turnbull somewhere in there, and then I tried Trump, and there was 2,400. It's what?
Yeah.
That's a fucking Australian, taxpayer-funded news organisation, and they're covering Trump more than they are our own country.
Yeah.
That shows you how much of a fucking agenda they're pushing.
Well, you just gotta think, just in, everyday life, we just go about, our lives. Just think of all the shady stuff. You don't really even want to think about, all the shady stuff that goes on behind the scenes.
Well, yeah. A lot of this shit doesn't come out is because people don't want to face it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if it does, they'll find a way to either derail it or sweep it under the rug as fast as possible. Kevin Spacey fucking forcing himself on a little boy. I was drunk, and I'm gay.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he came out as gay. Oh, yeah, Kevin Spacey.
I guess one good thing about that, though, like a lot of people, they were pretty onto that quickly, which was good. Well,
so many people in the industry, or even outside the industry that know about the industry, have been saying a lot of these names for so fucking long. Yeah. Someone like Alex Jones and Steven fucking Crowder. David Crowder, whatever the fuck. Louder with Crowder, he's like conservative.
Oh, yeah, I know that guy.
Conservative guy, but he's saying the same thing for years. Yeah. Like, all these people are just freaks. And you find that anyone that's exposed them or started to talk about exposing the industry, they've been, like, arrested on bullshit charges. Like, Rose McGowan, she was one of the ones that came out about Harvey Weinstein. I think he offered her, like, $100,000 to sleep with her and not talk about it. And then she came out, and then she's magically, the next day arrested on marijuana charges. It's 2017. Who the fuck still gets arrested for marijuana charges in America? Same with the other bloke. I can't remember his name right now, but he was saying he was going to expose all of them, and then he was arrested marijuana charges on the way to his show. Like, this it's so ingrained in, like, if you got the vice president of America through Obama touching little kids like live on TV, and you've got places like CERN, the people that make the Hadron Collider, literally putting fucking unrelated, but anyways, they do like full satanic rituals and shit in public to open like the largest tunnel ever built in the world, and then people like turn a blind eye to it. They're like, oh, that's just normal. That's just art. It's like a full 2.5 hour ritual of like people dressed up as Baal, like the fucking god of child sacrifice and shit. It's like, how is this normal? Why do people not report on this?
Because Trump. Had 2 scoops of ice cream.
Yeah, Trump 2 scoops of ice cream. Trump burned, like, he has his steak fucking burnt. It's like,
that's one thing I can't. That's
the most trivial. Oh, he drank water a certain way.
Yeah.
Man, if I took anything out of that video, he drank it the right way. Because have you ever had a Fiji water? They fill that shit to the brim, and he sipped it like away from his suit, not to spill it on himself. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
One thing I can't,
of all things to pick on him for.
I don't know if you've like noticed it, but the late night shows, they are
so bad.
They are the most biased
and they get
pictures I've ever seen.
They get like Jimmy Fallon. They get so much ad revenue from YouTube and shit, and it's like any other, like with all these new YouTube laws, like for shit they bring, all the new rules they bring in, anyone else that covers the topic, like the Texas shooting.
Man. Didn't H3?
Yeah, H3's talked about it.
H3.
Yeah, H3's actually on the ball now.
Yeah.
Like Keemstar as well.
H3's on the ball with this shit now. Like, what really makes me like a bit down in the dumps about all this shit is they've just brought up the topic of Elsagate, and it was like something on YouTube about all these different kids cartoons in the child section of YouTube, where it's like you have all these different cartoon characters like pissing on each other and doing all these weird things, but all these different channels had the same formatted thumbnails. It was like a perfect, like a piss tray going through a wall into like a tap. And it was like all these different things, all these different channels are connected, and all these code worded comments. And it was like, this is another Pizzagate, but people believe it because it's coming from H3. Whereas Pizzagate, you only had like InfoWars and stuff covering it, and then Alex Jones was like, oh, I'm not going to cover it anymore because I'm going to get sued, because he literally was being sued by the company's owner. It's like, you can't talk about it. It's fucked.
With the late night shows though, it's so cringy. Like every one of their little opening monologues, they're meant to be funny. It's just all about Trump. Like James Corden, unwatchable because of that. Stephen Colbert, he's always on YouTube as well. He must have a little freaking agreement with YouTube because he's always in the trending part.
I think like out of everyone, Conan's probably the least biased.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've seen much shit from Conan O'Brien about Trump.
They need to bring back the good old Craig Ferguson. I think he's a good guy because apparently like he doesn't make jokes about Trump because I don't know, for some reason, but he doesn't make them. Good,
yeah, that's a good thing because it's so fucking overdone.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand. And they just dig it over
It's
there
just not
as
even.
well.
Yeah, I know they fucking froth over it. It's just like it's not even funny.
Like, exactly. I would almost. I don't know. I don't want to.
Like how much can you make fun of the man's fucking weight, his hands,
his hair,
and his wife or something like.
And like Saturday Night Live.
And oh man, what really pissed me off is when the media goes for his kids. That's fucked. Like,
but then that's
going
if
after
it was like
Baron.
Anyone else, if it was anyone else, so. Then it's like, oh, no jokes. Like, what? It's like,
yeah, well, it's been proven with Obama's daughter. Like, there's videos of her really super fucked up, like on the verge of ODing at the festival, and it gets nowhere near. Exactly, you haven't seen it because it gets nowhere near as much coverage. But if Barron Trump stands awkwardly at a fucking Trump speech, whoa, all hell breaks loose, and the kid, he's a fucking kid.
Yeah,
it's fucked.
Hopefully it'll get better. It probably won't though.
Both sides are guilty of it though. Like they going after Hillary's daughter as well. Although she's, at least with Barron, he's a fucking bystander and he's still a child. Whereas Hillary's daughter gets involved.
Yeah,
she asked for it. That's the difference.
Yeah. How are we going for time, dude?
1 hour and 10.
Wrap it up.
Up to you, mate.
Up to you guys.
Alright, wrap it up so we can play some PS2.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Alright guys, well hopefully you enjoyed this episode of the GIMP podcast. Again, thank you Ando for coming in, and we'll definitely have to get that episode with Ben Tom.
Yeah. Definitely.
And 2018.
Have a lovely conspiracy theory episode as well. I think that would actually be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Not just like talking about just whatever. Like, you know, like missing fight, just all that sort of shit. Yeah guys, if you did enjoy, be sure to also leave a like and a comment.
What happened to MH?
Yeah.
370.
That can be for the next episode.
Yeah, it's 1 hour and thing. Well, it was nice. It was 7.